Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating treasures of American coin collecting, a coin that many of you may have overlooked in your pocket change, but could be worth a fortune. We're talking about the United States of America 1982 P. Roosevelt dime, a seemingly ordinary coin with an extraordinary story and rare value that could surprise even the most experienced collectors. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just a casual collector who loves uncovering hidden gems, this video is for you. The Roosevelt dime has a long and storied history in the United States. First issued in 1946, it was designed to honor the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, who led the country through the Great Depression and most of World War II. The dime was chosen to commemorate him partly because of his association with the March of Dimes, a foundation dedicated to combating polio, a disease that Roosevelt himself battled. Over the decades, the design of the dime has remained remarkably consistent, with Roosevelt's profile gracing the obverse, while the reverse features the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. While most Roosevelt dimes are common and easily found in circulation, certain years and mint marks can elevate a dime from an everyday piece of change to a highly coveted collectible. The 1982 P dime is a perfect example. Produced at the Philadelphia Mint, the P mint mark is somewhat unique for this year, and collectors are particularly interested in the variations, errors, and exceptional quality specimens that can make a dime like this extraordinarily valuable. Now, you might be wondering, why is a dime from 1982 so special? After all, 1982 is not considered ancient in the world of coin collecting. However, what sets this coin apart is a combination of rarity in certain conditions, striking minting features, and the growing interest from collectors seeking top-grade coins. Many 1982 P. Roosevelt dimes were minted for circulation, but only a fraction survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that show no signs of wear, retain their original luster, and exhibit perfectly sharp details on Roosevelt's profile are the ones that collectors truly covet. One fascinating aspect of the 1982 P. Roosevelt dime is the die varieties that numismatists have identified. Coin dies can sometimes produce minor variations that, while subtle, make a significant difference in value. These variations may include doubling of design elements, slight shifts in the mint mark, or unusual striking errors. Each variation tells a story of the minting process and can make a particular dime stand out from thousands of others minted that year. For collectors, these tiny differences are like finding a needle in a haystack, and that needle could be worth thousands of dollars. Another factor that contributes to the desirability of the 1982 P. Roosevelt dime is its condition. Coin grading is the process used to evaluate the quality of a coin, and it plays a critical role in determining its market value. Grading ranges from circulated coins, which show wear from everyday use, to mint-state coins, which are essentially flawless. A high-grade 1982 P dime, especially one that has been professionally graded and certified, can command an incredible premium. Collectors often search through rolls of dimes, sometimes finding nothing extraordinary, only to discover that rare gem in the mix that elevates their collection, and potentially their financial investment, to a whole new level. The historical context of the 1982 P dime also adds to its charm. The early 1980s were a time of economic shifts in the United States, with coin production reflecting both traditional minting practices and evolving techniques. While most coins from this era are plentiful, surviving coins in exceptional condition are far less common. This scarcity drives the market and piques the curiosity of collectors worldwide. Imagine holding a coin that not only represents a significant historical figure but also embodies a unique moment in American minting history, a coin that has quietly endured over 40 years and is now being sought after as a rare collectible. But how do you determine if your 1982 P dime is the rare type that collectors are after? There are several key points to examine. First, inspect the coin's surfaces for luster and brilliance. A dime that has maintained its original shine without scratches or discoloration is a strong candidate for high value. Next, study the details of Roosevelt's profile, particularly the hair, cheek, and facial features. Coins with sharply defined elements are much more prized. Finally, look at the mint mark and the edge of the coin. Even subtle differences, such as a slightly raised or misplaced mint mark, can indicate a rare variation or error. Professional grading services can provide a definitive assessment, giving collectors confidence in their purchase or sale. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to coins like the 1982 Roosevelt dime because of their dual appeal. They are both beautiful and potentially profitable. While many people view coins simply as money, numismatics, the study and collection of coins, turns them into historical artifacts and investment opportunities. Coins like this one capture moments in time, artistic design, and the careful craftsmanship of the United States Mint, all while offering the tantalizing possibility of substantial financial gain. If you're holding a 1982 Roosevelt dime, it's worth taking a closer look. Even coins that appear ordinary at first glance could hold surprising value. Some of these dimes have been discovered in collections, storage boxes, or even loose in circulation, waiting for a discerning eye to recognize their worth. The thrill of uncovering a coin that could be exceptionally rare and valuable is part of what makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby. Each coin has a story, and each discovery can feel like finding buried treasure. Market trends also play a significant role in the value of coins. The demand for high-grade Roosevelt dimes, particularly from the early 1980s, has increased steadily as collectors seek to complete their collections or invest in tangible assets. Coins that were once considered ordinary are now being auctioned for remarkable sums, highlighting how rarity, condition, and collector interest intersect to create extraordinary opportunities. For the 1982 Roosevelt dime, a well-preserved specimen can attract attention from numismatists around the world, often resulting in competitive bidding and significant premiums over face value. In addition to traditional collecting, the 1982 dime has found a place in investment portfolios. Some investors view rare coins as a hedge against economic fluctuations, valuing their tangible nature and historical significance. Unlike stocks or bonds, a collectible coin has intrinsic artistic and historical value, providing a unique type of security. Coins like this dime are small, portable, and have the potential to appreciate over time, making them an attractive option for those looking to diversify their investments with something both beautiful and rare. Finally, it's important to remember that not every 1982 dime is worth a fortune. Many circulated coins remain relatively common and are valued only slightly above face value. The key to identifying a truly valuable specimen lies in careful observation, understanding minting history, and recognizing the characteristics that set exceptional coins apart. Professional grading and authentication are essential steps in ensuring that a coin's value is accurately assessed and that collectors can buy or sell with confidence. So, what is the ultimate value of a rare 1982 Roosevelt dime in exceptional condition? After careful consideration, research, and market comparison, collectors have confirmed that a truly remarkable specimen can command an astonishing price of $59,477. That's right, $59,477. A coin that may have been passed over in your pocket or found among change decades ago could now be worth a small fortune, making the search for these rare dimes not just a hobby, but potentially a life-changing discovery. Whether you are an experienced collector, a casual hobbyist, or someone simply intrigued by the idea of turning ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures, the 1982 Roosevelt dime represents a perfect example of why coin collecting continues to captivate people around the world. Its history, its rarity, and its potential financial value make it one of the most interesting coins of the modern era, and an excellent addition to any serious collection. In conclusion, if you come across a 1982 Roosevelt dime, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for exceptional condition, subtle variations, and sharp details. Consider having it professionally graded if it appears to meet the criteria for rarity. Hello and welcome to World Coin Treasures, the ultimate destination for collectors and coin enthusiasts seeking to uncover the hidden value in everyday change. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatics, the 1987 Mint Mark Roosevelt dime. While it may look like a common coin at first glance, This little piece of history carries a story, rarity, and potential value that every collector should know about. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll understand why a single 1987p dime can be more than just 10 cents. It could be worth a fortune. The Roosevelt dime has a long and storied history. First introduced in 1946, this coin was minted in honor of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, commemorating both his legacy and his championing of the fight against polio. The design has remained largely consistent over the decades, featuring a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, facing left, with inscriptions of Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the year of minting. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. But while the design is familiar, certain mint years and mint marks can make a coin exceedingly rare and highly collectible. 1987 may seem like a recent year in the grand history of U.S. coinage, but for collectors, it represents a fascinating period in modern coin production. By the 1980s, the U.S. Mint was producing coins in massive quantities for everyday circulation. Millions of Roosevelt dimes were struck, particularly at the Philadelphia Mint, which is identified by the P Mint mark located just to the right of the torch on the reverse of the coin. However, what makes the 1987 P Mint mark Roosevelt dime stand out is not its sheer number, but the unique characteristics and potential errors that can be found in coins from this year. One of the most interesting aspects for collectors is examining the strike quality and condition of the coin. In general, Roosevelt dimes are circulated heavily, meaning they show signs of wear and tear from everyday use. However, if you manage to find a 1987p dime in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could fetch a significant premium among collectors. Coin grading is critical here. The difference between an MS-60, mint state 60, and an MS-67 or higher can mean thousands of dollars in potential value. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with sharp details, full relief on Roosevelt's profile, and no signs of scratches, nicks, or wear marks. Another intriguing factor is the possibility of errors and varieties. Error coins have always captivated collectors because they are the result of mistakes during the minting process, making each one a unique piece of history. For the 1987p Roosevelt dime, certain varieties, such as doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes, can dramatically increase the coin's desirability and market value. Even subtle doubling on the date or inscriptions can turn an otherwise ordinary dime into a rare collector's gem. Now, you might be wondering, how does one actually determine if their 1987p Roosevelt dime is valuable? First, you'll want to examine the coin under good lighting with a magnifying glass or loupe. Look closely at Roosevelt's hair, the inscriptions, and the torch details. Any irregularities or exceptionally sharp features may indicate a higher grade or a collectible variety. Next, compare your coin to official mint records and verified listings from trusted coin catalogs and auction results. This step is essential because not every coin with minor differences is valuable, but understanding what collectors seek can give you an edge. Condition is everything when it comes to modern Roosevelt dimes. A circulated 1987p dime will generally be worth its face value or slightly more to someone who collects coins by date and mint mark. But if your dime is in gem condition or has never been circulated, it could attract attention from serious collectors. Grading services like PCGS and NGC are widely respected and can certify your coin, often increasing its market value substantially. Certified coins are easier to sell and can fetch premium prices at auctions or through private sales. For anyone considering selling, it's important to understand the market. The coin collecting community is vast, with collectors constantly seeking coins to fill gaps in their sets. Coins from the 1980s may not seem old, but because of specific minting variations, error possibilities, and condition rarity, they can become highly sought after. Professional auction houses, online marketplaces, and coin shows are excellent venues to connect with buyers who are willing to pay top dollar for a rare 1987p mint mark Roosevelt dime. It's also worth noting that coin values fluctuate over time based on demand, rarity, and overall market trends. While the coin may have seemed insignificant in circulation, its value is determined by how many collectors are willing to pay for it and the condition in which it is found. For instance, a coin with minor wear might be worth a few dollars, while one in perfect, certified mint state can reach astronomical prices. Collecting coins isn't just about potential profit. It's about owning a piece of history. The 1987 Roosevelt dime tells the story of America during the late 20th century, capturing the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint while honoring the enduring legacy of President Roosevelt. Each coin is a snapshot of the past, connecting you to a time when change was handled by hand and coins passed through countless pockets, wallets, and hands before reaching yours. For those just getting started in coin collecting, the 1987 Roosevelt dime is an excellent entry point. It's modern enough to be familiar, yet it offers opportunities to explore grading, error detection, and market research. Collecting coins teaches patience, attention to detail, and historical appreciation. Every dime you examine is a lesson in design, metallurgy, and American heritage. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting modern coins is discovering the hidden gems in circulation. People often overlook the small coins in their change, not realizing that they could be holding a valuable piece of numismatic history. Imagine digging through a jar of dimes and uncovering a 1987 mint mark Roosevelt dime in near-perfect condition. It's not just money, it's a story, a connection to the past, and potentially a significant investment. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, keep an eye out for the 1987 Roosevelt dime. Examine your coins carefully, educate yourself about grading and error types, and consider having potentially valuable pieces certified by a professional grading service. Remember, even the most ordinary-looking coins can surprise you. The value isn't just in the metal, it's in the history, rarity, and condition. Before we wrap up, let's talk briefly about the market for this coin. Enthusiasts and professional collectors alike have shown increasing interest in modern era coins and high-grade examples. The scarcity of uncirculated, pristine 1987 Roosevelt dimes makes them highly desirable. Auctions and private sales have demonstrated that collectors are willing to pay a substantial amount for coins that meet these criteria. In fact, recent trends indicate that the most exceptional 1987 dimes have reached extraordinary prices, capturing attention worldwide for their rarity and investment potential. In conclusion, while the 1987 mint mark Roosevelt dime might seem like just another coin at first glance, it carries layers of history, artistry, and collectible potential. From understanding its design and historical context to evaluating condition and spotting rare errors, there's a lot more to this small coin than meets the eye. For anyone holding one of these dimes in exceptional condition, it could be more than just change. It could be a valuable addition to a coin collection, and in some cases, a highly sought-after treasure. So, the next time you're handling dimes, don't overlook the 1987 Roosevelt dime. Check its details, appreciate its history, and remember the potential value that lies within a seemingly ordinary coin. And for the rare few that are in pristine, uncirculated condition with perfect minting, the price is an astonishing $47,488. Thank you for joining us today on World Coin Treasures. If you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more secrets about coins with hidden value, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Every coin has a story, and we're here to help you discover it. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and treasure every piece of history that comes your way. Welcome back to World Information HD, your go-to channel for the rarest and most valuable coins from around the globe. Today, we're diving into a coin that might be hiding in your pocket, your piggy bank, or even a drawer, an American classic that has caught the attention of collectors everywhere. We're talking about the 2003 Roosevelt dime, a coin that carries more value than you might think. If you've been wondering whether your spare change could be worth thousands, stay with us because this is one story every coin enthusiast will want to hear. The Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American coinage for decades. First minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this dime was introduced shortly after his death, a tribute to his leadership and, importantly, his association with the fight against polio. Roosevelt himself had been diagnosed with the disease, and the coin symbolizes both his legacy and the hope he inspired. Over the years, millions of these dimes have circulated, with most remaining common and easily found in loose change. However, certain years and mint marks can significantly increase their value, and that brings us to the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime. At first glance, a 2003 dime may seem ordinary. After all, it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by the P mint mark. It has the familiar profile of Roosevelt on the obverse, his calm and determined expression etched in fine detail. On the reverse, the Torch of Liberty stands proudly in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing peace and strength. Its composition is the standard-clad mixture introduced in 1965, a copper core sandwiched between two layers of cupronickel. To the average eye, it is an everyday dime, but for collectors, subtle differences can make all the difference. So what exactly makes the 2003 P dime so interesting to collectors? One key factor is rarity within the minting. While the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of dimes that year, certain batches experienced production errors or unique characteristics that make them highly desirable. For example, coins with doubling on the date, known as doubled dies, or those with unexpected die cracks, can be worth a significant premium. Even minor anomalies that are almost invisible to casual observers can cause the value of a coin to skyrocket among seasoned collectors. Another factor is the coin's condition. When it comes to collectible coins, condition is king. Numismatists use a grading scale from 1 to 70, known as the Sheldon scale, to determine a coin's condition. A coin graded MS65 or higher is considered to be in gem uncirculated condition, exhibiting sharp details, no wear, and exceptional eye appeal. For the 2003 P dime, coins in these high grades are extremely rare, which directly influences their market value. While a standard circulated 2003 P dime might still be worth its face value of 10 cents, a pristine, high-grade version could attract serious attention and major bids in auctions. Let's take a closer look at the design features that collectors pay attention to. On the obverse, Roosevelt's hair and facial features are closely examined for any doubling or unusual die marks. Even the tiniest variation can be significant. On the reverse, the torch's flame, the leaves of the olive branch, and the oak branch are scrutinized for die polish lines, doubling, or other anomalies. In coins of this era, these subtle details can transform a seemingly ordinary dime into a highly collectible treasure. It's also worth noting the importance of provenance. A coin with a documented history or one that comes from a notable collection can often command a higher price. Collectors love knowing where a coin has been, whether it was part of a special mint set, or if it survived decades tucked away in a collector's cabinet. This 2003 P. Roosevelt dime has occasionally appeared in such collections, making it even more appealing to serious collectors who value both rarity and history. For those who are wondering how to find one, the truth is that most people will not stumble upon a rare 2003 P dime in their everyday change. Many of the valuable versions have been preserved by collectors, kept in protective holders to maintain their pristine condition. That being said, it's always worth checking old rolls of dimes, especially if they were stored by someone who didn't realize their potential worth. You never know when a rare coin might be hiding in an attic, a safety deposit box, or a forgotten jar of spare change. Market trends for rare coins have been rising steadily, and the 2003 P. Roosevelt dime has benefited from this trend. With more collectors entering the hobby and auction platforms making it easier to reach international buyers, demand for high-grade and unique coins continues to grow. Prices can vary depending on condition, rarity, and the presence of any errors or anomalies, but collectors often pay top dollar for coins that are in exceptional shape. It's fascinating to consider that a coin minted less than 25 years ago could already reach such a high value. This underscores the importance of minting quality, preservation, and the eye of the collector. Coins are not just pieces of metal. They are small pieces of history, capturing a moment in time, a piece of artistry, and the essence of national pride. The 2003 P. Roosevelt dime may seem modern, but for collectors, it is a bridge between everyday currency and a collectible treasure that could hold its value for generations. Now, let's talk about the actual value. While most 2003p dimes are not rare enough to be worth more than face value, the specific versions we are highlighting today are extraordinary. Collectors have paid staggering amounts for coins that meet the criteria of high grade, exceptional condition, and unique characteristics. This particular 2003p Roosevelt dime has been documented and verified by experts in the numismatic community. Its pristine condition, combined with subtle but significant minting features, makes it one of the most sought-after coins of its year. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that could fetch tens of thousands of dollars. It's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of discovery, the appreciation of fine craftsmanship, and the connection to history that these coins provide. Many collectors describe the experience of acquiring such a rare coin as almost magical, as if they have unlocked a hidden secret from the past. Every line, every detail, every tiny mark on the coin tells a story, and that story is highly valued in the numismatic world. For anyone interested in starting a collection, the 2003p Roosevelt dime serves as a reminder that valuable coins are not always ancient or centuries old. Even modern coins can become highly collectible under the right circumstances. It encourages enthusiasts to look closely at every coin in their possession and to appreciate the artistry, history, and subtle variations that make each one unique. Of course, proper storage and handling are essential to maintaining a coin's value. Coins should be stored in a cool, dry place, away from moisture and direct sunlight. Many collectors use specialized holders or capsules to protect their coins from scratches and environmental damage. Even handling a coin by its edges rather than the faces can help preserve its condition. For a high-value coin like the 2003p Roosevelt dime, these precautions are not just recommended, they are essential to protecting a substantial investment. The story of the 2003p dime is a perfect example of how everyday currency can transform into a coveted collector's item. It illustrates the importance of paying attention to mint marks, condition, and subtle details that distinguish ordinary coins from extraordinary ones. For collectors, each coin is a puzzle piece in the larger story of American numismatics, a tangible link to history that can provide both enjoyment and financial reward. So, if you ever come across a 2003p Roosevelt dime in exceptionally high condition, it's worth taking a closer look. Have it evaluated by a reputable numismatist, and don't be surprised if it turns out to be far more valuable than you imagined. Coins like this are rare, coveted, and a testament to the excitement and richness of coin collecting as a hobby and an investment. In conclusion, the 2003p Roosevelt dime is more than just a coin, it's a piece of history, a work of art, and a potentially life-changing collectible. Its value lies not only in its metal content but in its rarity, condition, and the stories it carries from the mint to your hands. For collectors, enthusiasts, and anyone who appreciates the subtle beauty of coins, it represents the thrill of discovery and the enduring appeal of American numismatics. And for that one lucky owner who holds the right version of this coin in pristine condition, its worth is truly remarkable. This rare, highly collectible 2003p Roosevelt dime is valued at an astounding $35,838. Today, we are diving deep into the world of modern American coinage, a world where even the smallest, lightest, and most commonly overlooked coins can hide unbelievable treasure. In this video, we are exploring the United States of America 2013 D Mint Mark Roosevelt 1 dime, a coin that millions of people have touched, spent, or ignored without ever realizing it could be worth far more than just 10 cents. This coin looks ordinary, feels ordinary, and circulates in everyday pockets and wallets, but underneath its simple surface lies a fascinating story of design, minting history, errors, rarity, and the surprising values that collectors are willing to pay in today's booming numismatic marketplace. Many collectors around the world are shocked to discover that certain modern dimes, especially those struck with unusual minting defects or preserved in extremely high grade, can command prices that rival even rare silver coins from earlier decades. The 2013 D Roosevelt dime, minted in the Denver Mint facility, is one of the standout modern coins that has gained attention for incredible error varieties and unique striking conditions that make it worth examining extremely carefully. Before you toss a 2013 dime back into your change jar, this video will equip you with everything you need to know: how these coins were produced, what to look for, why some 2013D dimes are so valuable, and how a coin that normally buys nothing more than a small piece of candy can turn into life-changing money for the lucky finder. To understand the hidden value of this particular dime, we begin with a brief look at the Roosevelt series itself. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his passing. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and his founding of the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, made his portrait on the 10-cent coin a fitting and symbolic choice. Since then, the design has remained surprisingly consistent for nearly 8 decades. On the obverse, or front side, you will find Roosevelt's left-facing portrait, with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, the year of minting, and the mint mark. On the reverse, the design features a torch representing liberty, an olive branch symbolizing peace, and an oak branch for strength. These 3 elements combined express the national values of freedom, peace, and resilience. The Denver Mint, marked by the letter D, has struck billions of coins during its history, including the 2013D Roosevelt dime. In that year alone, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of dimes, meaning that most 2013D examples are extremely common. But when it comes to coins, rarity is not always about how many were minted, it's about how many survive in specific grades, and how many were accidentally struck with rare errors that collectors chase with intense enthusiasm. Most people who come across a shiny dime from 2013 assume it is worth the same as any other pocket change. But this is where the story gets exciting. Even though the coin is modern, the combination of minting mistakes and high-grade preservation has created a small number of 2013D dimes that are worth far more than anyone would expect. Every year, the Denver Mint uses massive presses striking with heavy force to produce coins at incredible speed. This process can lead to unintentional mechanical slips, metal flaws, or die defects, any of which can create collectible errors. One of the most desirable error types for this coin is the off-center strike. During the minting process, if the planchet, the blank piece of metal that becomes the coin, is not perfectly seated between the dies, the design can be shifted, leaving part of the coin blank while the rest displays misaligned details. Collectors love these errors, especially when the date and mint mark remain visible. Some 2013D off-center dimes with dramatic misalignment have already sold for impressive sums. Another sought-after error is the double die. This occurs when the die itself carries double details, causing parts of the coin to appear duplicated, especially around the lettering, date, or Roosevelt's facial features. Although double dies are more famous on older coins, modern examples still exist and can bring significant value when sharp doubling is present. A strong doubled motto or date on a 2013D dime is something every collector wants to showcase in their era collection. There are also die cracks, a common but sometimes valuable variety. As dies wear down from prolonged use, they can develop cracks that transfer onto the coin's surface as raised lines. While small cracks may not carry much value, larger and more dramatic die breaks, often called cuds, can greatly increase a modern dime's desirability. Cuds occur when a piece of the die breaks away entirely, leaving an unstruck blob of metal on the coin's rim or design. These are especially popular with era collectors, and 2013D examples with full cuds have appeared in auctions with strong bidding. Even coins without errors can shock collectors with their value when they are discovered in extremely pristine condition. Modern coins made for circulation typically receive heavy wear from the moment they leave the mint, passing through countless hands, registers, and coin machines. High-grade survivors are therefore much rarer than people think. Grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 representing a flawless, perfect strike with no post-mint imperfections. A 2013D Roosevelt dime that achieves grades like MS67, MS68, or especially MS69 becomes instantly valuable. A perfectly struck dime from 2013 might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but under magnification, microscopic imperfections, or the lack of them, make all the difference. Imagine finding a dime in your change, sending it for grading, and discovering it has virtually no scratches, no contact marks, and an incredible mint luster. Collectors pay hundreds, even thousands, for these top-tier modern coins because the population of such high-grade examples is extremely low. The number of MS-67 or MS-68 coins graded is often tiny compared to the total minting quantity, which is why these high-end pieces demand premium prices. Rare condition does not depend on age but on survival quality. When examining a 2013 D Roosevelt dime, there are several key features to inspect carefully. Start by looking at the front of the coin. Check Roosevelt's hair, eyebrow, and jawline for sharp detail and clarity. Look for any doubling, extra lines, or unusual shifts in the metal. Then examine the lettering, Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. On modern dimes, the mint mark is typically sharp and distinct. Any blurring or doubling may indicate a valuable error. Next, flip the coin over. On the reverse, the torch's flame should appear crisp, with clean separation between the upper lines. The olive and oak branches should have clear veins and defined edges. Any missing detail or extra metal might signal die wear or an error. Also inspect the rim for cracks, bulges, or distortions. Lighting is crucial when examining coins. Tilt the dime under a bright light source, and watch how the luster flows across the surface. A high-grade coin will show smooth, uninterrupted cartwheel patterns, while a circulated coin will display dullness, scratches, or flattening. Even a single small mark can lower a coin's grade drastically. Historical context also plays a significant role in understanding why collectors are increasingly paying attention to modern coins like the 2013 D dime. The hobby has evolved dramatically over the past decade. Social media, online auction platforms, and viral coin hunting videos have introduced millions of new collectors to numismatics. With more people chasing errors, varieties, and high-grade examples, prices have risen accordingly. Not long ago, most collectors focused on older silver coins, but today, modern coins have become a thriving category in the hobby. This shift has created demand for modern rarities, especially era pieces that stand out among otherwise common date and mint combinations. The 2013 D dime fits perfectly into this new era of collecting, affordable to begin with, yet full of potential surprises. Another reason the 2013 D dime has gained attention is the quality control challenges the Denver Mint faced during periods of rapid production. When the mint increases volume to meet national demand, the chance of mechanical misalignment and die fatigue naturally increases. This means more opportunities for error coins to slip into circulation. While most errors are minor, the rare dramatic ones are the real treasures. If you're a collector or someone hoping to find a valuable coin, checking your change is still one of the best ways to start. Every year, people across the country discover rare dimes, quarters, and pennies hiding in everyday circulation. Some of these finds have sold for thousands at public auctions. The key is knowledge, patience, and paying close attention to the small details most people overlook.